It's going to be a very quick demo today. Arlo is a really big platform that can do loads of different really useful things for you. So we'll go through a high-level overview today. And if you are interested in learning more, then do let us know and we can set up more of a tailored discussion based on your specific requirements afterwards. You can sort of split Arlo up into two different aspects, and we'll go through both today. You have all of the customer-facing aspects first of all, which we'll start with. So that's integrating with your website potentially to promote your courses and all of that sort of information, and what it looks like when learners are registering and paying for the courses online, and all of the back end of the software that you'd be using on a day-to-day basis for the scheduling and course management, the tools that you'd be using to make your life easier. So to kick things off, I've pulled up an example of a client's website here. Now, this website was up and running when the client came to us, and Arlo's been plugged into it essentially. So the advantage of this is that as you're scheduling courses in the system, all of the details and information about those courses is going onto the website in real time. So you're not having to manually update the website every time you want to add a new date. If you need to make any changes to the information and things like that, Arlo will just update it automatically for you. Now, the goal is always that you'd never really know that the information's coming through from a separate platform. You can see that this is nice and seamlessly blended in terms of the look and feel and the styling of their website. But all of this information here is coming through from Arlo. These are different course categories that we could filter by, different timeframes to filter by there as well. And there's a search function if we like as well. And down here we have different course titles and dates and things like that. We can go into a course that we're particularly interested in, and that takes us to that course landing page. And again, all of the information that you can see here is coming through from Arlo as well. So dates, times, pricing information, and you can also say whatever you want to about your courses in Arlo. So all of those course descriptions, these subheadings could be anything you like. Some clients like to include things like prerequisites or what type of person should attend, maybe reviews of the course from customers. And you can also upsell and try and promote multiple related courses as well, and try and get those group bookings coming through. Now, what I showed you here is really just one way of promoting the courses. A lot of clients like a sort of chronological upcoming dates list. You could also do a calendar style layout. Some clients like a catalog that just breaks the courses down by category with less of a focus on the dates. So you've got tons and tons of flexibility. It doesn't really matter how you want to promote your courses. The key thing is that it's the Arlo system behind it, powering it, and automatically updating it in real time. Now, I'm also going to touch on the other website option. So that was integrating Arlo with your existing website. We also have an option around our built-in Arlo website, as we call it. So this is included in your subscription at no extra charge. It's up to you whether you use it or not. And this is designed to really be a quick and easy way of getting up and running with Arlo. It's a no code required solution, so you don't need a developer involved. It's designed so pretty much anybody can get off the ground with this and customize it with your own branding and logos, etc. And the value really is the same. As you're doing the scheduling in the system, all of the course information is going onto this front end in real time. It's on an Arlo hosted website now instead of your actual existing website. So it doesn't really matter which way you want to go around getting set up with the website. Both options are there, and we can talk through those in more detail as well in a separate call if you like. So let's go to the next step of that user journey now. Let's say that we're one of your customers and we've been around your website. We like the look of this particular course and we want to register for it. So we're going to click register here, and that takes us through to this Arlo hosted checkout where we can now sign up for the course. You also have the option of giving people an account, so they can set up an account and then log into a customer portal that we have to manage all of their courses. You can also just let people skip that and proceed the registration as a guest. And then we come through to the registration form here where we can enter all of our details. You can include whatever fields you want to in all of these forms. The only things you must include are name and email address. The rest is up to you. You can create your own custom fields and add those to the forms. And all the information you capture will be stored against each person's name in the CRM database part of the platform. You can also see that people can do group bookings here, so they could add multiple attendees to the booking and register multiple people at one time. They could also add another course to the basket as well. So it could be one person putting all of that through on the same transaction. And once we've entered the registrant's information here, we can then proceed to check out where we put in all of the billing information. The usual things, the payer can be different from the people signing up if needs be. You can put in any payment methods and options that you like as well. And we integrate with a few different payment gateways for taking credit card payments. You can also offer invoice options or bank transfer and things like that. And when they've gone through that process and paid for the course, that's where all of that automation kicks in. So Arlo sends out the invoice or the receipt of payment to the order contact, and it sends out the course instructions in that confirmation email to the learners that have been registered to attend. Lots of other things are going on in the background as well. The course is being filled up with registrants. People's records are being created or updated in the CRM part of the platform. So lots of different things can happen at that point of sign up that what might otherwise be manual processes for you. So Arlo's automating a lot around those registration management and taking processes. Now, the last little bit of the customer-facing aspect of Arlo I wanted to show you quickly here was around that login portal that I touched on. So this is a login area where people can see all of the information related to the courses that they're scheduled to take with you. They can see what's upcoming in the future that they've already registered for, as well as seeing any completed courses they've already done with you in the past. And they can also access certificates they might have gained from here as well. And people can also track to see if they're on any e-learning courses, if they're on any waiting lists for courses that might have already been completely full. And people can also track their payments and order history with you too, see what they've paid you and when, do they still owe you any money, download invoices, and also pay off outstanding invoices and orders from here as well. So that's really the front end aspects of Arlo there that the learner or the customer sees. I'm now going to jump into the back end of the system and go through this from your perspective quickly. So this is the first thing we see when we log in as an administrator into Arlo. So we see a dashboard first of all that's a bit of a summary of how the training is going. We can see a summary of the most immediate upcoming courses that we have scheduled here, and also track some other metrics at a glance, such as registration numbers over recent months, the orders or the revenue that's been coming in recently. You can also track leads or inquiries that have been coming in as well. And we also have a tasks management feature, so you can easily see what sort of things you need to be doing today and this week and checking those off as you go along. Now I'm just going to go into a course that we already have scheduled in Arlo here, and this is where we can see all of the information related to this particular course. So on the left, we've got the general information around when and where the course is taking place, and the trainer and the price, things like that. If this is online, this will just be a link for Zoom or something like that instead of venue details. And on the right in these tabs, we can see different pieces of information related to the course that we're running. So registrations, we can see everybody that's signed up here and all of their details. We can see the waiting list for the course if it is full up, who's inquired in relation to the course as well. And we can also see notes and tasks that we've entered in relation to the course, which can be added with these buttons up here. And tasks can actually be automated, so a whole set of tasks can be applied automatically when you schedule a new course. And on the right, we have this communication tab, which is a track record of all of the automated emails that Arlo has sent on your behalf for this particular course. You can resend emails if they get lost with a click of a button, and you can go into them and see what they look like and see all the information that's in them. And you can also customize the look and feel and the branding of these in your settings so they really look like they're your own emails that are being sent out. And these buttons at the top here are ways to do different things in relation to the course. You can process manual registrations if you need to. You can also easily get in touch with everybody on an ad hoc basis in relation to the course with that button up there. But what I want to show you in a little bit more detail is how to quickly schedule a new course in Arlo. And the great thing about this is that we have this idea of a course template. So when you create a course for the first time in the system, Arlo will create a template for that course. That means if you want to run the course again in the future on a new date, or maybe for a new client, if it's a private course, you can click this schedule another button here, pick the new date that you want to start the course on, And then Arlo's going to copy across loads of information from the template for you, so you don't need to repeat yourself. Think along the lines of the basic things like the name and the price of the course. All of the information that goes on the website in relation to the course is copied across as well. That's what we looked at earlier on the client's website from the customer's perspective. So we really just need to change any variable information in relation to the course. Maybe we need to change the venue if it's an in-person course, and we can see all of our venues and rooms here and book those out. And a very similar feature related for your trainers as well. We can see all of our trainers in the system, who's already booked in to take courses, so we have an idea of who might be available and who's already very busy. Now, there are lots of other things that we can do in relation to the course. I won't go into too much detail today. We can save that for another discussion. But this step is all about how you want to take registrations for the course. Maybe one of the most obvious ones being minimum and maximum numbers for the course. And the final step is all about the automated emails that Arlo will send for the course. You can go into these and customize the content and the settings for these for when they're going to be sent out. And again, all of those settings and content are saved in that course template, so you don't need to repeat yourself each time you're scheduling this course. You can do things like confirmation emails to the learners, a confirmation email that goes to the trainer, pre-course reminders to remind people that the course is upcoming, everybody that's registered. And you can also set up a follow-up email to go out after the course and customize that. And you can also have Arlo automatically generating and sending your certificates as well. Now, when we hit create and approve here, that schedules the course in the system, automatically puts it on the website like I showed you earlier on. And if it's the first time we've set up the course, we've now got that template. So next time we want to run the course, we can just copy it onto a new date and we can have a new course scheduled in a couple of seconds. As people sign up, they come through here in the registration section and they get their automated emails and so on. So Arlo's doing a lot of that work for you in the background. Now I'm just going to touch on a few other aspects of the Arlo platform to finish off here. Under the Contacts tab at the top, we have this database or mini CRM part of the platform where we can see all of the individuals in the system, all of our contacts. When somebody gets in touch with you for the first time, Arlo creates a brand new contact record for them. And as they do more things with you over time, it will just add to their record automatically. So you can go into somebody's contact record and you've got their complete history with you at your fingertips here. So we can see all of the basic information about this person, the organization they belong to and their contact details. We can see here all of the courses they've ever signed up to with us. And we could go into these for more information on did they attend, did they pass or fail, things like that. And we can also see their history in terms of inquiries, payment history, automated emails that have been sent out, and those same sorts of things that we looked at when we looked at a course. You can see the UI is really similar, whatever things we're looking at within a system, whether it's an individual contact, a course, or even a company that we're working with. So I'm going into a company's record here, and I can see very similar information to when we looked at a person, all of the key information and contact details. We can see who belongs there. We can see a record of the private courses we've run for the company in the past, and again, a history of their payments and those sorts of things as well. From the Orders tab at the top of the platform here, we can see all of the different transactions that have been coming through, usually through the checkout, but you can also create orders manually if you need to. And you can easily filter to see who's late in paying you, who are you still awaiting payment from. You can go into specific orders to process refunds and do things like that if you need to as well. And under the Marketing tab at the top here, we also have a leads management engine. So you can easily handle all of the inquiries and leads that are coming into the business, move people through sales stages, and see all of the information that they've given you in those inquiry forms here. You can see who it is, which person, which company, and then you can do salesy things like give yourself a date to follow up with the person on, estimate value, and do the same sorts of things we've talked about before, putting in notes and tasks and getting back to people by email and closing the leads and inquiries off as won or lost when we're through with them. So I sort of touched on the Arlo CRM there, that a lot of clients use as a standalone. I should also mention that you can integrate Arlo with a master CRM. We have a native integration with Salesforce, and a lot of clients also plug into other systems, maybe things like HubSpot and ActiveCampaign, things like that, through our Zapier connections. And I'll just draw your attention to this page on the website here, which breaks down all of the different integrations that Arlo can offer. We've got a lot of different integrations with different types of systems built into the product. Things like learning management systems, payment gateways for card payments, maybe Zoom for live online courses. And again, we're also on a middleware tool called Zapier, which you can use to connect to different tools across the business. There's something like 5,000 apps on Zapier, and you can connect Arlo up to any of them. So you've got a lot of flexibility over what you can use alongside the system, and make sure all your systems are talking to each other nicely. So that was a quick summary of the different aspects of Arlo here. As I mentioned, we don't have time to go through everything in tons of detail today, but if you do like what you see so far and you're interested in learning more, please do get in touch with us and we can set up a tailored discussion to learn about your requirements in more detail and do a deep dive into the specific parts of the platform that would be most relevant to you. I'll just hand it back to Andre now and see how we're doing with the questions. Any questions from anybody so far, Andre?
I guess one thing that I do see quite a bit, John, is obviously, you've got those options with your different websites. Different customers have different needs with different tools. What kind of support does Arlo provide in terms of setting up the website, setting up, those integrations, making sure everything's kind of working smoothly and the client's kind of up to speed with their needs, or how to kind of get those right outcomes for their business?
Yeah, great question, Andre. Thanks for that. So Arlo does actually have an in-house web team of specialist web developers. So they can work with you and your team to connect your Arlo platform to the website. And we can act in either a sort of project management role and take care of the entire project for you, or we can act in more of a consultative role and assist your web developers as well. So we have an in-house team that can act in any capacity that you like, really, and we're there to help every step of the way and make sure that everything's working smoothly and set up exactly how you want it to be.
Oh, hey, look, we've got a few questions coming in, so let's jump into the first one from Valerie. Can the dashboard be customized for each user?
Yeah, thanks, Verily. So there is some customization availability here in terms of some of these things can be turned off if they're not applicable to you. So for example, if you're not taking payments for the courses, we can just remove the orders aspect of the platform and the dashboard here. Custom fields are supported throughout the platform as well, so you can capture any information that you need to from people that are signing up and inquiring about your courses. But in terms of the graphs here, these are kind of fixed in terms of what information is being displayed, but we can remove anything that isn't relevant. And for things that are quite specific to how you want to work, we've got a really powerful reporting engine that you can dive into as well. So you can report on all manner of different things here, the courses you're running, the registrations, etc. So whatever information you are looking for, you can pull out of the platform through the reports, which can even be scheduled to run automatically in the background if you like as well.
Yeah, the reports are a very popular feature, and it just shows how massive this platform is sometimes. Another question from James, and this is a good one. It might be worth mentioning the app as well. But are the instructors considered admins?
Yeah, thanks for that, James. We actually have a separate level of access that's dedicated for your instructors, and that's completely free of charge. So it doesn't affect the pricing model. You can have as many instructors in there as you like. And as Andre mentioned there, it's in the form of a mobile app. So it's a much more stripped back level of access. They don't see any sensitive information. They only see information related to the courses that they're scheduled to take. So they can see what they're doing and when, who signed up for those courses, and then do on the day things for you like mark attendance, say who passed and failed the course, add in scores and comments if needs be, and all of that will update your platform in real time. So you get all of that for the instructors free of charge, and it is not counting towards administrators.
All right, thank you. And here, let's do another one from Tamaya. Can you integrate with QuickBooks online and use that? And how about purchase orders for payment?
Yeah, thanks for that, Tamir. So you can integrate with QuickBooks Online. That is actually one of those integrations that we can use or connect to via Zapier. We do actually have instructions on our help center of how to set that up. And again, going back to our digital services team, if you're not familiar with using Zapier as a tool to connect systems, we have an in-house team that can assist with that process and get that set up for you. So that means that as you've got new orders coming in through the website, all of the relevant information pertaining to those orders will flow into QuickBooks automatically for you, with Zapier acting as like that bridge or that connector in the middle.
Do we work with Wix?
Yeah, good question, Aaron. We can integrate with Wix. It is a little bit different to integrating with other websites in terms of how Wix actually handles wrapping code, but I won't get into too much detail now. The short answer is that we can integrate with Wix, and if you need assistance with that, again, we've got a web team that can help with that process. Essentially, another thing to mention, which will be useful for other people, we can integrate with pretty much any type of website as long as it allows you to inject our code into the back end of that website. So it doesn't really matter what type of website you're running.
Looks like we've got time for a couple more. Can you please talk about credit card payments in a little bit more detail? Do you handle the relationship with the bank? How's the credit card company fee handled?
Yeah, thanks, Aaron. So we integrate with a few different payment gateways to essentially facilitate that credit card transaction. Now, Arlo isn't touching the money at all. It's just that, let's say, I'll actually list them out. So we integrate with Stripe, PayPal Express Checkout, and Authorize.net. There's another gateway called WindCave 2, but that's lesser used in North America. And let's take Stripe as an example. The Stripe fields will just be embedded into your Arlo checkout. Somebody enters their details into the form to complete the payment. The money goes directly into your Stripe account, which then may be flowing into your bank account from there. So Arlo isn't touching the money or handling the relationship with the bank or anything like that. And it's worth pointing out that things like Stripe fees and things like that would be charged separate to Arlo. We're not packaging that up. That would be a separate subscription or service that you're working with.
Excellent. And another one from James. How about SAP? I think this is talking about integrating with SAP.
Yeah, another good question there, James. So SAP, from what I understand, tends to be a little bit more of a customized solution and a bit more bespoke for most customers. I don't believe that's the sort of system that would be on Zapier, but I can always double check that. But we do make our API available. So if you do have an in-house team of developers that might be interested in doing some custom work with our API, then they can definitely use that to develop a custom integration with a tool like SAP. Or other tools that you might be using around the business.
I think that's it for now, and let's keep this on time and be respectful for everyone's day, afternoon out there. Thank you to you, John. I mean, I know it was a challenge to pack this down into 15 minutes, which was something that I put to you, and I thought that was a really great summary. And also to everyone who joined us, really good questions. Great to get that engagement. Hope you found the session valuable, and of course, we're always available for further conversations in the future. So please reach out